Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm sharing some life-changing lessons that I learned from my grandfather's diary. These aren't just ordinary words, they're timeless pieces of wisdom that can change how you see the world, help you become stronger, grow resilient, and ultimately live a happier life. Grab a cup of coffee, relax, and let's get into these powerful lessons that will inspire and uplift you. If you enjoy this kind of content, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. Let's spread this wisdom together. And now, let's dive right in. He who has a why to live for can bear almost any how. These words might sound deep, but they're also incredibly simple. If you have a purpose, a reason to wake up every morning, you'll find that even the toughest challenges are a bit more bearable. When you're passionate about something, whether it's your family, your career, or even just a hobby, you can endure almost anything that life throws your way. Purpose is what gives us strength to keep moving, no matter how rough things get. And speaking of passion, here's another one for you. If you like what you do, it will never feel like work. Imagine waking up every day, excited about what's ahead. Now, I know that's not always possible, but when we pursue things that genuinely bring us joy, we stop dreading Mondays. Work becomes more like play, and we live a more fulfilled life. Now, let's shift gears a bit. Health so far outweighs all other blessings of life that a truly healthy beggar is happier than a sick king. It's a reminder that we often overlook. We get caught up in chasing success, money, and recognition, but at the end of the day, none of that matters without our health. No amount of wealth can buy back lost health. Take care of yourself, eat well, stay active. These are the simple things that make life so much more enjoyable. Being kind to yourself is the best medicine. We can be so hard on ourselves sometimes. We judge, criticize, and hold on to regrets. But kindness towards ourselves is just as important as kindness towards others. Imagine how different life could be if we showed ourselves the compassion that we easily extend to others. When you treat yourself kindly, you heal faster, emotionally and physically. So, remember to cut yourself some slack. Here's another truth that's hard to swallow: the only thing constant in this world is change. Change can be terrifying, but it's inevitable. Learning to adapt, to flow with the current rather than fight it, is one of the greatest skills we can develop. Resisting change often makes us miserable, but when we embrace it, we grow. Life never stands still, and that's a good thing. It's how we learn and evolve. Letting go is much easier than you think, holding on is much tougher than you think. We all have that one thing we're holding on to, a grudge, a relationship, a past mistake. But letting go is freeing. The energy we use holding on is so much greater than what it takes to simply release it. Letting go doesn't mean you're giving up, it means you're choosing peace over stress. Making others look bad doesn't make you look better. This one's huge, especially in a world where social comparison is at an all-time high. We see people tearing each other down on social media, at work, even among friends. But here's the truth: making someone else look small doesn't make you taller. Real confidence comes from lifting others up, from celebrating their wins as much as your own. Here's something my grandfather always used to say that stuck with me: the busier we are, the more acutely we feel that we live, the more conscious we are of life. When we're busy, truly engaged in what we're doing, we feel alive. This doesn't mean overworking yourself, it's about finding things that make you lose track of time, that make you feel connected to the world around you. Happiness is nothing more than good health and a bad memory. This one's a bit humorous, but there's truth in it. Good health, of course, is key. But a bad memory? It's about not dwelling on the past, not holding on to every single mistake, every single hurt. Sometimes forgetting is a blessing. It lets us move on, live lighter, and be happier. Give a person everything that he desires, and at the same moment, you will feel that this is not everything. It's human nature to always want more. We think that if we just get that one thing, the promotion, the house, the relationship, we'll finally be happy. But once we have it, there's always something else. True contentment comes not from having everything you desire, but from appreciating what you already have. We are not rich by what we possess, but by what we can do without. This one hits home in a world full of consumerism. We're constantly told that more is better. But in reality, our true wealth lies in our ability to be happy with less. When we detach from the need for material things, we find freedom. It's about simplifying, about valuing experiences and relationships over stuff. And let's not forget, prayers do not change the world, but prayers change people, and people change the world. Prayer, meditation, reflection, whatever you call it, it's not about changing the circumstances around us. It's about changing ourselves, our perspective, our actions. When we change, the world around us changes too, one step at a time. Rules for happiness, something to do, someone to love, something to hope for. It's a simple formula. We need purpose, we need connection, and we need hope. When you have these three things, you have a foundation for happiness. Life doesn't need to be complicated to be fulfilling. Sometimes it's the simplest things that bring us the most joy. If you love something so much, let it go. If it comes back, it was meant to be. If it doesn't, it never was. This one's a classic, but it's still true. Holding on too tightly can suffocate what we love. Whether it's a person, an opportunity, or even a dream, sometimes letting go is the bravest thing we can do. And if it's meant for us, it will find its way back. The person behind you isn't going to pay your speeding ticket. This one always makes me chuckle, but it's a reminder about accountability. We're responsible for our own actions, our own choices. No one else is going to deal with the consequences for us, so we need to think before we act. No excuses, excuses don't solve problems. Taking responsibility does. Every time you are rejected from something good, you are redirected to something better. Rejection hurts, but it's not the end. It's a redirection. Sometimes we don't get what we want because there's something better waiting for us. It's all about trusting the process, even when it's tough. When writing the story of your life, don't let anyone else hold the pen. You are the author of your own life. It's easy to let others dictate what we should do, who we should be, but at the end of the day, this is your story. Make it yours. Don't live according to someone else's expectations, live in a way that makes you proud. Alright, that's it for the first section. Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll dive even deeper into some more incredible lessons from my grandfather's diary. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment below if any of these lessons resonate with you. I love hearing your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next part. Know your worth. Never put yourself in the bargain bin, or that's where others will value you. This is a reminder that we teach people how to treat us by how we treat ourselves. If you don't recognize your own value, you'll allow others to undervalue you too. Self-worth isn't about arrogance, it's about acknowledging what you bring to the table and refusing to settle for less. Know your value, and don't be afraid to demand what you deserve. The magic you are looking for is in the work you're avoiding. We all have those tasks that we keep putting off. Maybe they're challenging, maybe they're outside of our comfort zone. But often, the progress we're seeking is hidden behind those very tasks. Growth happens when we face the uncomfortable, the difficult. So, if there's something you're avoiding, chances are that's exactly where you need to focus your energy. Sometimes, when you're in a dark place, you think you've been buried, but actually, you've been planted. Life can be tough. Sometimes it feels like we're stuck, that we're under pressure, and there's no way out. But what if those dark moments aren't the end? What if they're just the beginning of something beautiful? Just like seeds need to be buried in the soil before they can grow, we sometimes need to go through tough times to emerge stronger, wiser, and more resilient. You're not stuck, you're growing. Buy high-quality tools so you only have to buy them once. This might sound practical, but it's also a metaphor for life. Invest in yourself, in your skills, in your relationships. High-quality investments pay off in the long run. Whether it's your education, your health, or your friendships, put in the time and effort now, and you won't have to keep starting over later. Quality over quantity, always. There is absolutely no reason to lay your hands on a person out of anger. This one's about self-control. Anger is a powerful emotion, but it doesn't give us the right to hurt others. Violence, whether physical or verbal, only creates more pain. Learning to control our emotions, to take a step back before we react, is one of the most valuable skills we can develop. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. Do what is right, not what is easy. Doing the right thing often requires courage. It's easier to take shortcuts, to go with the flow, or to do what everyone else is doing. But the easy way isn't always the right way. Standing up for what's right, even when it's difficult, is what defines our character. It's what makes us trustworthy, reliable, and someone others can look up to. You can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending. We all have regrets. Things we wish we had done differently. But dwelling on the past doesn't change anything. What matters is what we do now. You have the power to change your future, starting today. It's never too late to rewrite your story, to make different choices, and to create a new ending. You never realize when the most cherished moments of your life are happening. Try to enjoy every day. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of life, to always be looking ahead to the next big thing. But the truth is, the moments we'll cherish most are often the small, everyday ones, the laughter with friends, the quiet moments with family, the simple joys. Don't wait for special occasions to appreciate life. Every day is a gift, and the more we appreciate it, the more we truly live. Real growth is when you start checking and correcting yourself instead of blaming others. It's easy to point fingers when things go wrong. Blaming others is a way of avoiding responsibility. But real growth happens when we turn the mirror on ourselves, when we take an honest look at our actions and make changes. It's about accountability, about owning our mistakes and learning from them. That's where true power lies, in taking control of our own behavior. You take your power back by being responsible for your life. No one else is responsible for your happiness, your success, or your growth. When you take responsibility for your life, you take back your power. It means not waiting for someone else to fix things, not blaming circumstances, but taking action. It's empowering to know that you have the ability to shape your own life, to create your own future. Do not chase people who are walking out of your life. It's hard to let go of people, especially when we care about them. But sometimes, people leave for a reason, and chasing them only prolongs the pain. If someone chooses to walk out of your life, let them go. It's better to focus on the people who choose to stay, who value you, and who want to be part of your journey. Prepare for each moment to be a learning moment. Life is full of lessons, if we're open to them. Every experience, good or bad, has something to teach us. When we approach life with a mindset of learning, we grow. We become better, wiser, and more resilient. Even the tough times have value, they teach us strength, patience, and empathy. So, embrace every moment as an opportunity to learn. I don't care what you do with your life, just be a good person. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what career you choose, how much money you make, or how successful you become. What matters is how you treat others. Being a good person, kind, compassionate, and respectful is the most important thing you can be. It's what leaves a lasting impact, what makes the world a better place. Eventually, all things fall into place. Until then, laugh at the confusion, live for the moments, and know everything happens for a reason. Life can be confusing. Sometimes things don't make sense, and we wonder why certain things happen. But in time, everything falls into place. The pieces come together, and we understand why things happen the way they did. In the meantime, enjoy the journey, laugh at the chaos, and trust that everything will work out as it should. If we suspect that a man is lying, we should pretend to believe him, for then he becomes bold and assured, lies more vigorously, and is unmasked. This one's a bit cunning, but it's about understanding human nature. Sometimes, the best way to expose a lie is to let the person tell it. When they think they're getting away with it, they become more confident, and that's often when the truth slips out. He who cannot obey himself will be commanded. Self-discipline is key. If you can't control yourself, your actions, your habits, your emotions, someone else will. Whether it's a boss, society, or circumstances, if you don't take charge of your life, others will do it for you. Discipline isn't about restriction, it's about freedom, the freedom to live life on your own terms. To become what one is, one must not have the faintest notion what one is. This one's a bit philosophical, but it's about growth. Sometimes, we get so caught up in labels, who we think we are, who others think we are, that we limit ourselves. True growth comes when we let go of those labels, when we allow ourselves to evolve without trying to fit into a box. It's about being open to change, to becoming whoever we're meant to be. In the hopes of reaching the moon, men fail to see the flowers that blossom at their feet. Ambition is great, but not at the cost of missing out on the present. We're often so focused on our goals, on the big picture, that we forget to appreciate what's right in front of us. The beauty of life is in the small moments, the everyday joys. Don't miss the flowers at your feet while chasing the stars. You cannot convince people to love you. No one will ever give you love because you want him or her to give it. Real love moves freely in both directions. Don't waste your time on anything else. Love isn't something you can force. It's not something you can convince someone to feel. Real love is mutual, it's free, and it's effortless. If you find yourself trying to convince someone to love you, it's not real love. Let it go, and make space for the love that's meant for you. Life doesn't get easier or more forgiving, we get stronger and more resilient. It's true, life throws challenges at us that we can't always predict or control. But the beauty of it is that each of these challenges helps us grow. We learn, we adapt, and we get stronger. Don't wait for life to become easier, instead, focus on becoming stronger. With every challenge you overcome, you build resilience, and that resilience makes the next obstacle a little easier to face. If you punish a child for what is bad and reward for what is good, then he will do good for the sake of profit. This is a reminder about motivation. When we reward only the outcome, we create a system where people are motivated by what they can get rather than by the intrinsic value of doing the right thing. True character is built when we learn to do good for its own sake, not for rewards or recognition. It's about developing a sense of integrity that isn't dependent on external validation. The clever are not so much looking for loneliness as they avoid the fuss created by fools. Sometimes, solitude is better than being surrounded by the wrong people. It's okay to choose your own company over the chaos of negative influences. The clever know that their time and energy are valuable, and they'd rather spend it alone than with those who bring negativity or unnecessary drama into their lives. Quality of relationships always trumps quantity. The greatest of fools is to sacrifice health for any other kind of happiness. We often get caught up in the pursuit of success, money, or status, thinking that these things will make us happy. But none of it matters if we lose our health in the process. Health is the foundation of happiness. Without it, we can't fully enjoy the fruits of our labor. Take care of your body, mind, and spirit, everything else comes after that. No one can construct for you the bridge upon which precisely you must cross the stream of life, no one but yourself alone. We each have our own unique path in life, and while others can offer support, advice, or guidance, no one can walk that path for us. We have to build our own bridges, make our own choices, and take responsibility for our journey. It's empowering to know that you are in control of your destiny, that you have the power to create the life you want. To live is to suffer, to survive is to find some meaning in the suffering. Life isn't always easy. We all face pain, loss, and hardship. But it's in finding meaning in those experiences that we truly live. When we see our struggles as opportunities for growth, as moments that shape who we are, we transform suffering into strength. It's not about avoiding pain but about finding purpose within it. That which does not kill us makes us stronger. This one's a classic, but it holds so much truth. The challenges we face, the setbacks we endure, they all contribute to our strength. Every time you overcome something difficult, you become a little stronger, a little wiser, and a little more capable of handling whatever comes next. Life's tough moments are what forge our resilience and make us who we are. Willpower is to the mind like a strong blind man who carries on his shoulders a lame man who can see. Willpower and intellect work together. One without the other is incomplete. Willpower is what drives us forward, even when we don't have all the answers. It's that inner strength that keeps us going when things get tough. And when combined with knowledge and wisdom, it's an unstoppable force that can help us achieve our goals. The first 40 years of life give us the text, the next 30 supply the commentary on it. Life is a learning process. In our younger years, we're busy living, experiencing, making mistakes. The first half of life is all about gathering experiences. The second half is about reflection, looking back, understanding, and making sense of it all. It's in this reflection that we find wisdom and perspective, that we understand the meaning behind the journey. Once you realize your value, you will be greatly surprised at what you used to settle for. So many of us settle for less than we deserve, in relationships, in our careers, in life in general. But once you understand your own worth, once you see the value you bring, everything changes. You stop accepting less, you stop settling, and you start demanding more. And that's when life really begins to transform. Before you talk, listen. Before you react, think. Before you spend, earn. Before you quit, try. This is about mindfulness. In a world that moves so fast, it's easy to act on impulse. But taking a moment to pause, to think, to consider, can make all the difference. Listening before speaking leads to better understanding. Thinking before reacting helps us avoid regret. Earning before spending keeps us financially secure. Trying before quitting helps us push beyond our limits. The most spiritual people experience by far the most painful tragedies, but this is precisely why they honor life, because it provides them with their greatest adversities. Pain and spirituality are often connected. Those who have faced deep pain often have a profound appreciation for life, for the beauty and fragility of it. It's through pain that we grow, that we find deeper meaning, and that we connect with something greater than ourselves. Tragedy, as painful as it is, often opens the door to spiritual awakening. At 20, everyone has the face that God gave them, at 40, the face that life gave them, and at 60, the face they earned. Life leaves its mark on us. The experiences we go through, the choices we make, they all shape who we become. By the time we reach our later years, our faces reflect the lives we've led, the joy, the pain, the love, the resilience. It's a reminder that every wrinkle, every line, is a testament to a life fully lived. The lack of young men is that they think they are more happy or unhappy than they really are. When we're young, emotions can feel overwhelming. We often think we're either on top of the world or at rock bottom, with no in-between. But as we grow older, we realize that life isn't as extreme as we once thought. Happiness and unhappiness come and go, and neither is as permanent or intense as we often imagine. The surest way to corrupt a youth is to instruct him to hold in higher esteem those who think alike than those who think differently. True growth comes from diversity of thought. When we only surround ourselves with people who think like us, we limit our perspective. Encouraging young people to value different viewpoints, to challenge their own beliefs, is how we foster growth, creativity, and understanding. It is not thoughts that need to be taught, but thinking. We live in a world full of information, but what we really need is the ability to think critically, to analyze, to question. It's not about memorizing facts, but about learning how to think for ourselves, how to approach problems, and how to find solutions. Teaching someone to think is far more valuable than teaching them what to think. Whoever attaches a lot of value to the opinions of others pays them too much honor. It's natural to care what others think, but when we place too much value on their opinions, we lose sight of our own. We start making decisions based on what others want rather than what we want. True freedom comes when we learn to value our own opinions above all else, when we stop letting others dictate our lives. An evil person cannot be happy, for being alone with himself, he remains alone with the enemy. This is about inner peace. A person who carries anger, hatred, or malice within them cannot find true happiness. When they're alone, they're faced with the darkness they carry. Happiness comes from within, from being at peace with ourselves, from knowing that we are living in alignment with our values. The result of the voyage does not depend on the speed of the ship but on whether or not it keeps a true course. life isn't a race. It's not about how fast we get to our goals, but about staying true to ourselves along the way. Consistency, integrity, and purpose are what matter. It's better to move slowly and stay on course than to rush and lose our way. If you're enjoying these lessons, make sure to like this video, leave a comment below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'd love to hear your thoughts on these insights, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Let's keep growing together. The future comes slowly, the present flies, and the past stands still forever. Time has a funny way of moving. We often find ourselves looking ahead, worrying about the future, or reminiscing about the past. But the truth is, the future always seems to be just out of reach, the present moment slips by before we even realize it, and the past is unchangeable. It's a reminder to be mindful, to live in the now, because the present is the only time we truly have control over. Always listen to your gut. Somehow, it knows many things that you wouldn't expect. Intuition is powerful. Sometimes we get so caught up in logic, in what makes sense on paper, that we ignore our gut feelings. But those instincts are often telling us something important. It's our subconscious picking up on cues, patterns, and experiences that we may not even be fully aware of. Trusting your gut can save you from making decisions that don't align with who you truly are. Rule your life with your mind, not with your feelings. Emotions are a beautiful part of being human. They bring color and depth to our experiences. But if we let them rule our decisions, we can end up making choices that aren't in our best interest. Instead, we need to let our mind lead the way. This doesn't mean ignoring our emotions, but rather understanding them and using our rational mind to make balanced decisions. Every bad decision we have made in life, there was more emotion in it than there was mind. Think about it, most of the decisions we regret are the ones we made when we were angry, upset, or overwhelmed. Emotions can cloud our judgment, making us act impulsively or without considering the consequences. It's why taking a step back, breathing, and thinking things through is so important. When we let our emotions settle, we often see things more clearly. You should be careful not to form a very favorable opinion about a person at first acquaintance, otherwise, in most cases, you will have to be disappointed. First impressions can be misleading. It's easy to put someone on a pedestal when we first meet them, especially if they make a great impression. But the truth is, everyone is human, and nobody is perfect. When we set unrealistic expectations, we're bound to be disappointed. Instead, get to know people gradually, allow them to reveal who they truly are over time. Many people know they are unhappy, but even more people don't know they are happy. It's easy to recognize unhappiness, it's loud, it's uncomfortable. But happiness? Sometimes it's quiet, it's subtle, and it's easy to overlook. We often take the small joys in life for granted, not realizing that these moments are what true happiness is made of. A warm cup of coffee, a good conversation, a quiet evening, these are moments of happiness that we often fail to acknowledge. If you own something you cannot give away, then you don't own it, it owns you. Possessions can have a strange hold on us. We think we own things, but often, it's the other way around. The more attached we are to material possessions, the more control they have over us. True freedom comes from being able to let go, from not being defined by the things we own. It's about valuing experiences and relationships over material goods. From the point of view of youth, life is an endless future. From the point of view of old age, it is a very short past. Perspective changes everything. When we're young, life feels like it stretches out endlessly before us. We have time, we have possibilities. But as we grow older, we realize just how fleeting time is. It's a reminder to make the most of every moment, to not take time for granted, and to live fully while we can. Don't tell your friend what your enemy shouldn't know. Be mindful of what you share, even with those closest to you. Not everyone has your best interests at heart, and sometimes, even friends can unintentionally let things slip. Protect your privacy, and be discerning about what information you share and with whom. It's better to keep some things to yourself than to risk them falling into the wrong hands. If they gossip about you, it means that you are enough not only for yourself but also for others. People often talk about others out of jealousy, insecurity, or boredom. If you find yourself the subject of gossip, take it as a backhanded compliment. You're interesting enough for people to pay attention to. It's not about you, it's a reflection of their own insecurities. Let them talk, and continue being unapologetically yourself. He who is cruel to animals becomes hard also in his dealings with men. The way we treat those who are vulnerable, animals, children, the elderly, says a lot about who we are. Kindness is a habit, and cruelty, unfortunately, is too. If someone is capable of being cruel to an innocent animal, it's a sign of their character. Compassion should extend to all living beings, not just to those who can do something for us. We can judge the heart of a man by his treatment of animals. Animals can't offer us anything material, they can't advance our careers or give us social status. The way we treat them reveals our true nature. Kindness, empathy, and love for animals are indicators of a gentle heart. It's easy to be kind to those who can do something for us, but true kindness is being compassionate without expecting anything in return. The secret of reaping the greatest fruitfulness and the greatest enjoyment from life is to live dangerously. Living dangerously doesn't mean being reckless or careless, it means stepping out of your comfort zone, taking risks, and embracing the unknown. It's about being bold, daring to pursue your dreams, and not being afraid of failure. The greatest rewards in life come from taking chances, from pushing ourselves beyond what we thought possible. A high degree of intellect tends to make a man unsocial. Sometimes, those who are highly intelligent find it difficult to connect with others. It's not that they don't want to socialize, but their minds are often occupied with thoughts, ideas, and questions that others may not understand. It's important to remember that intelligence doesn't make someone aloof. Sometimes, it just means they have a different way of seeing the world. An intelligent person always hides three things about himself: his weaknesses, his sources of wisdom, and his true aspirations. There's wisdom in keeping certain things to yourself. Revealing your weaknesses can make you vulnerable to those who might exploit them. Sharing your sources of wisdom can sometimes diminish their power. And your true aspirations? They're precious, and not everyone will understand or support them. Protecting these parts of yourself can help you stay focused and strong. A man can be himself only so long as he is alone, and if he does not love solitude, he will not love freedom, for it is only when he is alone that he is really free. There is a freedom that comes with solitude, a freedom from expectations, from judgment, from the need to be anything other than who you are. Learning to be comfortable with your own company is one of the most liberating experiences. It's only when we are alone that we can truly be ourselves, without any masks or pretenses. The reading of all good books is like a conversation with the finest minds of past centuries. Books are a portal to the past, a way to connect with the greatest thinkers, writers, and philosophers who have ever lived. Reading isn't just about acquiring knowledge, it's about engaging in a dialogue with those who came before us, learning from their experiences, and applying their wisdom to our own lives. A good book is a conversation that spans time and space. The advantage of a memory is that one enjoys several times the same good things, but the first time it is in reality. Memory is a gift. It allows us to relive the moments we cherish, to experience the joy of our happiest times over and over again. While we can't go back in time, our memories allow us to hold on to the feelings, the laughter, and the love that made those moments special. It's a reminder to create memories worth holding on to. It is in the treatment of trifles that a person shows what they are. The way someone handles the small things in life says a lot about their character. It's easy to put on a show for the big moments, but it's in the little, everyday actions that our true selves are revealed. How we treat a stranger, how we react to a minor inconvenience, how we handle the seemingly unimportant, these are the moments that define who we are. If you're finding value in these lessons, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Your support means a lot and helps us keep sharing this kind of content. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out on more wisdom and inspiration. Real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance. Understanding that we don't know everything is the first step towards growth. No one has all the answers, and thinking we do only limits us. The wisest people are those who recognize their own limitations, who are always open to learning, and who understand that there is always more to discover. Embrace the unknown, and let curiosity drive you forward. When you are content to be simply yourself and don't compare or compete, everyone will respect you. The need to compare ourselves to others is exhausting. We live in a world that constantly pushes us to compete, to be the best, to have more, to achieve more. But true respect comes from authenticity. When we stop trying to be someone else and start being comfortable in our own skin, we inspire others. Confidence isn't about being better than someone else, it's about being content with who you are. He who fears he shall suffer already suffers what he fears. Worry is like paying a debt you don't owe. When we let fear of suffering consume us, we end up experiencing the pain before it even happens. Most of the things we worry about never come to pass, and even if they do, the suffering is often less than what we imagined. Instead of fearing the worst, focus on the present moment and deal with challenges as they come. If you spend too much time thinking about a thing, you'll never get it done. Overthinking can be paralyzing. Sometimes, the best thing to do is to take action, even if it's imperfect. We often get caught up in planning, analyzing, and preparing, but at some point, we have to move forward. Action is what brings change. It's better to start and learn along the way than to stay stuck in a cycle of endless thinking. Mastering others is strength, mastering yourself is true power. It's easy to try to control others, to dictate how they should act, think, or feel. But the real challenge is learning to control ourselves. Mastering our impulses, our reactions, our desires, that's where true strength lies. When you have control over yourself, you have the power to navigate life on your own terms, without being swayed by circumstances or others' actions. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. It's a classic saying, but it's a powerful reminder that every big goal starts with one small action. Often, we get overwhelmed by the enormity of our dreams, but all it takes is that first step to set things in motion. Progress may be slow, but as long as you keep moving, you're getting closer to where you want to be. Don't underestimate the power of starting. Knowing others is intelligence, knowing yourself is true wisdom. We spend a lot of time trying to understand others, their motives, their thoughts, their actions. But true wisdom comes from understanding ourselves. When we know who we are, what drives us, and what we truly want, we make better decisions. Self-awareness is the key to living authentically and aligning our actions with our values. To see things in the seed, that is genius. Seeing potential where others see nothing is a gift. Whether it's in people, ideas, or opportunities, the ability to recognize potential is what allows us to create something extraordinary. It's about having vision, the foresight to understand that what might seem small or insignificant now could grow into something remarkable with time and care. The wise man does not lay up his own treasures. The more he gives to others, the more he has for his own. True wealth isn't in what we accumulate, but in what we give. When we share our time, our knowledge, our kindness, we enrich our own lives as well. Generosity creates connection, and it's through these connections that we find true fulfillment. It's a paradox: the more we give, the more we receive. Be like water. Water is fluid, soft, and yielding. But water will wear away rock, which is rigid and cannot yield. Flexibility is strength. Life is full of obstacles, and the more rigid we are, the more likely we are to break under pressure. But when we are adaptable, when we flow around obstacles rather than resist them, we find a way forward. Water teaches us that there is strength in softness, in adaptability, in going with the flow. He who knows that enough is enough will always have enough. Contentment comes from recognizing when we have enough. The pursuit of more money, more success, more possessions, can be endless and exhausting. But when we learn to appreciate what we have, to recognize that it is enough, we find peace. Gratitude is the key to contentment. It's not about having everything, it's about appreciating everything you have. Great acts are made up of small deeds. We often think that making a difference requires grand gestures, but the truth is, it's the small acts of kindness, the everyday choices, that create real change. Holding the door for someone, offering a kind word, listening when someone needs to talk, these are the actions that, over time, create a ripple effect. Don't underestimate the power of small deeds, they add up to greatness. He who stands on tiptoe does not stand firm, he who rushes ahead does not go far. There's a natural rhythm to life, and trying to force things often leads to instability. When we rush, when we try to skip steps, we lose our footing. Success, growth, and progress all take time. It's about pacing yourself, about taking one step at a time, and about trusting that you will get where you need to be in due course. A good traveler has no fixed plans and is not intent on arriving. Life is a journey, not a destination. When we become too focused on the end goal, we miss out on the experiences along the way. The best moments often happen when we least expect them, when we're open to whatever comes our way. Embrace the journey, be open to detours, and remember that sometimes, the best experiences are the ones that weren't planned. He who knows others is clever, he who knows himself has discernment. Understanding others is important, but understanding ourselves is essential. It's easy to analyze others, to see their flaws and strengths, but it takes real discernment to look inward, to face our own shortcomings, and to understand our motivations. Self-reflection is what leads to true growth, and it's what allows us to live in alignment with our true selves. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. There's a pace to life that we often fight against. We want things to happen quickly, we want results now, but nature has its own timing. Trees grow, flowers bloom, rivers flow, all without rushing. There's beauty in patience, in allowing things to unfold naturally. Trust the process, and know that what is meant to be will come in its own time. Respond intelligently even to unintelligent treatment. It's easy to react when we feel disrespected or mistreated. But true strength lies in responding with grace, even when faced with negativity. When we react with anger, we give away our power. When we respond intelligently, we maintain control. It's not about letting others walk over us, it's about choosing to rise above and not letting someone else's behavior dictate our own. He who is contented is rich. Wealth isn't about money, it's about contentment. You can have all the money in the world and still feel empty if you're not content. True richness comes from within, from appreciating what you have, from finding joy in the simple things, and from being at peace with yourself. Contentment is the ultimate wealth, and it's something that no amount of money can buy. A leader is best when people barely know he exists. When his work is done, his aim fulfilled, they will say, "We did it ourselves." True leadership isn't about being in the spotlight, it's about empowering others. The best leaders are those who inspire others to take action, who guide without controlling, and who make those around them feel capable and confident. When people feel that they accomplished something themselves, that's when a leader knows they've done their job. The best way to deal with the world is to think of everything as a game. Life is unpredictable, full of ups and downs, successes and failures. When we take everything too seriously, we lose our sense of joy. Thinking of life as a game doesn't mean being careless, it means being adaptable, finding fun in challenges, and not letting setbacks get the best of us. It's about playing with enthusiasm, learning from losses, and celebrating wins. If you're enjoying these insights, please remember to like this video, leave a comment sharing your favorite lesson, and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Let's keep growing and learning together. The strongest people are not those who show strength in front of us, but those who win battles we know nothing about. Strength is often quiet, unseen, and personal. It's easy to see someone who looks strong on the outside, but true strength lies in overcoming internal battles, the struggles that no one else knows about. It's about facing fears, enduring pain, and continuing to move forward despite it all. Remember, you never know what someone is going through, so always choose kindness. No one is you, and that is your power. We often fall into the trap of comparing ourselves to others, of feeling like we need to be like someone else to be successful or happy. But the truth is, our uniqueness is our greatest strength. No one else has your exact combination of experiences, talents, and perspective. Embrace who you are, flaws and all, and know that what makes you different is also what makes you powerful. There's more to life than increasing its speed. We're always in a rush, to get things done, to achieve more, to get to the next milestone. But life isn't a race. The moments that matter most aren't the ones spent rushing from one task to the next, they're the quiet moments, the pauses, the times when we slow down and really experience life. Take time to savor the journey, to enjoy the process, and to appreciate where you are right now. Sometimes the smallest step in the right direction ends up being the biggest step of your life. Progress isn't always about big, bold moves. Sometimes, it's the small, seemingly insignificant actions that make the biggest difference. Whether it's making a phone call, starting a conversation, or simply deciding to try again, those small steps can lead to major breakthroughs. Don't underestimate the power of a single step. Sometimes, that's all it takes to change everything. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Take care of yourself first. Self-care isn't selfish, it's necessary. We can't give our best to others if we're running on empty. Taking time for yourself, prioritizing your mental, emotional, and physical well-being, is what allows you to show up fully for others. Remember, you can't be there for anyone else if you don't take care of yourself first. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. We often get caught up in our past or worry about the future, but the most important thing is who we are right now. Our inner strength, resilience, and courage are what carry us through life. No matter what's happened or what's yet to come, it's what's inside us that truly matters. Focus on building your character, your strength, and your inner peace. The most wasted of all days is one without laughter. Laughter is medicine for the soul. It lightens our burdens, connects us with others, and brings joy to even the most challenging days. No matter what you're going through, try to find moments of laughter. Whether it's a joke, a funny movie, or just a silly moment with a friend, laughter is a reminder that life is meant to be enjoyed. Kindness is a language that the deaf can hear and the blind can see. Kindness is universal. It transcends words, barriers, and differences. A simple act of kindness, a smile, a helping hand, a kind word, can make a world of difference to someone else. It costs us nothing but has the power to change someone's day. Be kind, always, because you never know what someone else is going through. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. We often wait until we feel ready, until we feel like we're good enough, before we begin something new. But the truth is, greatness starts with taking that first step, even if you're unsure. Don't wait for the perfect moment, it may never come. Start where you are, with what you have, and trust that you will grow along the way. No act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. Sometimes we think that our small actions don't matter, but they do. Every kind gesture, no matter how small, makes a difference. It creates ripples that spread far beyond what we can see. Even the smallest act of kindness can have a lasting impact on someone's life. Never underestimate the power of a kind word, a smile, or a helping hand. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Perspective is everything. The way we see the world shapes our experiences. When we choose to see challenges as opportunities, setbacks as lessons, and difficulties as chances for growth, our entire outlook changes. Life isn't always easy, but changing the way we view it can make all the difference. Choose to see the positive, and watch how your world transforms. You will never always be motivated, so you must learn to be disciplined. Motivation is fleeting, it comes and goes. Discipline, however, is what keeps us going even when we don't feel like it. It's about showing up for yourself, even on the hard days. Discipline is what turns dreams into reality. When motivation fades, discipline steps in to keep you on track. Cultivate discipline, and you'll find that you can achieve anything you set your mind to. Be the reason someone believes in the goodness of people. The world can be a tough place, and sometimes people lose faith in others. But we have the power to restore that faith. Through kindness, compassion, and understanding, we can remind others that there is still good in the world. Be the person who inspires hope, who lifts others up, and who makes the world a little brighter. The best view comes after the hardest climb. Success, fulfillment, and happiness often come after we've faced challenges and overcome obstacles. The journey may be tough, but the reward is always worth it. When you find yourself struggling, remember that the best moments in life often come after the hardest times. Keep climbing, keep pushing, and know that the view at the top will be worth it. Don't let yesterday take up too much of today. We all have regrets, things we wish we'd done differently. But dwelling on the past only robs us of the present. Learn from your mistakes, but don't let them define you. Today is a new day, a fresh start, and an opportunity to create something better. Let go of yesterday and focus on making the most of today. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. Passion is the driving force behind great achievements. When you love what you do, it doesn't feel like work. It's what motivates you to keep going, to put in the extra effort, and to strive for excellence. Find something you're passionate about, and pour your heart into it. That's how you create work that is meaningful and fulfilling. Dream big, start small, but most of all, start. It's great to have big dreams, but those dreams don't come to life overnight. They start with small actions, with taking the first step. Don't be afraid to dream big, but remember that it's the small, consistent actions that lead to big results. Start today, no matter how small, and keep moving towards your dreams. You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. Age is just a number. It's never too late to pursue something you're passionate about, to set a new goal, or to start a new adventure. Life is full of possibilities, no matter where you are on your journey. Don't let age hold you back from chasing your dreams. You have the power to create a fulfilling life at any stage. Happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. We often think that happiness is something we find, but it's actually something we create. It's the result of our choices, our actions, and our mindset. Happiness isn't about waiting for the right circumstances, it's about creating joy in the here and now. Take actions that align with your values, that bring you joy, and that contribute to the happiness of others. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through my grandfather's diary and these incredible lessons for life. I hope you found value in these words of wisdom. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment below sharing your favorite lesson, and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Let's continue to grow, learn, and inspire each other every day. See you in the next one.